Gold is glittering, and in some strange way, we have Mr. Donald Trump to thank for it. On Monday, gold futures on the multi commodity exchange hit 1.23 lakh rupees per 10 grams, a new all time high in Indian markets. On the retail side, 10 grams of 24 carat is selling at 1.25 lakh rupees. And internationally, the bullion has crossed the unprecedented $4,100 per ounce mark. But this fervent gold rush, if I may call it, is just one side of the picture. Also curiously fascinating has been the fact that the frantic buyers of gold this time is not just investors or speculators, or well, even the dutiful Indian wife. Saying "in gold we trust" has been various governments, yes, countries across the world. Sure, just like a shrewd investor, governments also spread out their assets, including foreign exchange, gold, and securities, besides other formats. But what is slowly changing in recent times, governments are increasingly setting apart a larger share of their portfolio on gold rather than forex, which in other words was always the US dollar. In fact, government central banks, that's the Reserve Bank of India in our case, are holding more gold than US Treasury bonds for the first time in 3 decades. You don't have to search high and low for the reason. The world is in a flux, thanks in no small measure to the trade war sparked off by China and the tariff tantrum of Trump. This has led to worries over the stability of the international monetary system in general and the long-term sustainability of the US fiscal system in particular. And we're not just referring to the recent government shutdown in the US as funding bills could not be passed, but also to that nation's ballooning deficit. Just imagine interest on debt alone is about $1 trillion for the US right now. India may have tempered its gold purchase spree this year. It has bought just under 4 tons of gold this year. But that is because of gold prices shooting up and the RBI also spreading out its allocation. But remember, last year, RBI snapped up more than 45 tons of gold, which, by the way, was in tune with the trend all over the world. Governments of the world bought 1,082 tons in 2022, 1,037 tons in 2023, and a whopping 1,180 tons in 2024, which is higher than the double the previous average of about 500 tons earlier. But what actually caused it? In some way, the Western world's cracking down on Russia after its invasion of Ukraine in 2022, including freezing of its assets and cutting Moscow out of the international SWIFT financial transaction mode, may have been just an eye-opener. Why keep your reserves in US dollars when in any situation of instability, that country with a sweep of one legislation can make it worth nothing? Or in other words, I can't resist chipping, that is nations playing demonetization on each other. But seriously, a combination of all these factors has made gold dearer for the customer on the ground, as well as governments and central banks who want to hedge their bets on the reliable yellow metal than the ephemeral greenback. Trump's latest salvo of 100% tariff on China from November 1st onward, and Beijing posturing equally aggressively could just ensure that gold's rally is nowhere close to subsiding.